with the registry of deeds, and basically, they record it, and it specifies the limits of the municipality's responsibility and liability for any damage resulting from the use of Moose Mountain Road. And this is in anticipation of a future building permit. And that way, if someone, you know, if they sell it, future owners, it'll be with the registry of deeds, recorded forever, and they'll understand that the town of Middleton has no liability for that road, no responsibility or liability. And once they do that, we'll issue the driveway permit happily.
I should remove it. Good Lord, you didn't get one, did you?
No, I didn't.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't have to have five. Majority, I have to have at least three, but it's just nice.
What's the method law?
Everybody else?
I pressed it on the second page, I'm sorry, Tracy.
No problem. Problem sitting in the printer. Do you know what the mapping law is on that?
It's on the letter.
All right, just a second. Just read that. Okay.
Drive permit application, map 26, lot 28, Moose Mountain Road.
Thank you.
Cool.
So the
Is
next,
it 20? Did you say 20?
26.
20, map 26, lot 20.
28.
Oh, you were right.
okay, so the next order of business is to elect the chair and vice chair for the new board. You're looking for us to make a motion? I'm looking for the
I do not
new
feel
board.
comfortable being chair. I'll put that right up.
I'll nominate Roxanne as the chair again.
I guess there will be no discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
So vice chair? Do we know Scott? I'll nominate Scott Ferguson to be vice chair.
Second.
Any discussion? Scott, would you like to discuss?
No, I'm good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The next item is bonded positions.
Yes, over the last week, I've had two different residents reach out to me asking about bonded positions. There was once upon a time treasurer, tax collector, myself, selectmen would all have to be bonded. And so I did reach out to Primex, our insurance company, and they said that we have an elected officials bond that covers all positions, and then that we also have a fraud prevention bond that would cover any employees, like a deputy or myself. So we are covered. I just wanted to make sure you guys all knew that, because if two people ask me, the chance to slip somebody asking you are pretty good.
The next item on the agenda is trustees of the trust fund. Janet?
I had a meeting Saturday morning before town meeting with John Mullen by phone because he's in Florida. And Roxanne was there for that meeting as well. And it was posted in 3 different places. And since Scott Ferguson has to resign as trustee, we wanted to nominate Christine Maynard to take that position. I spoke with Chris, she said she was willing to do it as long as you guys appoint her.
Okay. So, I just would be looking for a motion to nominate Christine Maynard as a,
No, you guys gotta appoint, not nominate.
Appoint Christine Maynard as trustee of the trust fund. Replace Scott.
I'll make that nomination. Make a nomination to appoint Christine as trustee of the trust fund to fulfill the current vacancy.
And that is just until next election.
Right, next election. We couldn't do anything beforehand, because if Scott didn't get elected as Board of Selectmen.
So Mike, Scott first, the big motion, Mike seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Christie?
Sure. So is that position, was there anybody that was written in for it or anybody running that ran for that position?
No,
It wasn't.
it wasn't up for, it wasn't due.
It was currently filled.
Oh, oh,
I didn't resign until after I won the election.
Okay. Next item is training opportunities.
Okay, so I gave you guys all a binder of knowing the territory. That is really, I highly encourage you all to read it and look through it. It is everything you need to know. New Hampshire Municipal puts it out, and it'll really be helpful in what the rules are governing, what you're doing. Also, in your orange folder, I put a thing about the 2023 local officials hybrid workshop. This is highly recommended for any newly elected select person, as well as returning as a refresher, and it'll bring them up to date on anything that's changed in rules. Just let you know, and I can sign them up for that. They are offering, well, that's Thursday, April 6th. And then the only other one that really is the right to know, if you are not familiar. There is a part of that in the hybrid workshop on April 6th, but if you can't make that, that's another thing that you would be interested in knowing. I think also, Tim, can I see your folder for a second? Also in your folders, if you have not been receiving a paycheck from the town, there's some new hire paperwork that I need you to fill out, and there's your login information for everything, and my direct line and my email, so that's important stuff. Also, I'm trying to think if there was anything else. No, I guess not, that's it. You're welcome.
The next item on the agenda is liaison assignments. So, the first one we'd be looking to have.
Tim's folder's missing one. Did anybody get to? No, I think it's right on.
Good.
All right, so the first department would be the police. I'd be looking for a primary liaison and then a secondary. I'm gonna recommend Scott be the primary liaison, since how he has law enforcement background. Do you have any issues with that, Scott?
I do not know.
Anybody else, unless you want to step up? Okay, so you're the primary. Do I, anybody to be the secondary?
I'll have a secondary.
No, if you want to do it like that, good.
Sure.
Okay. And the liaison is just for the person to reach out to. There's no decisions made by that person or persons. It's just so that the chief has a point of contact, or anybody in that department has a point of contact so they could reach out to any board of selectmen. Highway. Open it up. We can just see. Do someone to be the secondary? Okay. Fire and EMS. Do you want that, Tim? Or- Okay, I'll do that one too. I'll be the secondary on that. So now we're gonna go to, those are the departments, so we're gonna go to the budget committee. I would like Tracy to be the liaison for budget, since you're coming off of that, so. And, I don't have a problem being the secondary on that, so if you can't make a meeting, and I most likely will be at the meetings anyways.
Is the rest of the board okay with that?
Oh, yeah, is everybody okay with that, unless y'all wanna jump in, because I think she's probably most familiar with, recreation.
I like to do
Tim,
that.
I was gonna say, I think you did,
Voice interest.
yes, you voiced interest, on the right talk at the same time. A secondary on that,
I'll do the secretary.
school, and you can't do it, Scott, because you're already on board. I don't have a problem with being the primary on that, I'm about the only one that attends. So I have somebody who's willing to be the secondary.
I'll be able to do that.
Okay. Conservation,
I'll do that. I mean, that's Tuesday, right?
yeah, they meet like the second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday, but we're meeting tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night?
Do I have somebody who's willing to be the secondary? But you
Oh,
know,
sure.
you can attend it if you like.
No worries.
ZBA, who would like to be the primary,
I can do that.
secondary for ZBA?
I'll second.
Planning board, I am currently the liaison, I prefer to continue with that as I'm kind of in the middle of throes of everything that's happening, so. Anybody want to be the secondary, or maybe I should do that, the secondary, who would like to be the secondary on that?
I'm doing the DDA, and it makes sense for me to do the
You can do
planning board too.
it. Okay,
I'll do the second for the planning board.
okay. We have Stratford County Commission. Anybody want to be the primary on that? Huh? They do, and you can go when, you know, the thing of it is they typically meet during the day. So, but we get information from them, that they actually provide some support for the town, like when we did all of our digital recording of the planning board commission. They did all of that, that was free, they did all that recording for us. They do have, yeah, so, I'm just, and they do typically meet during the day, that's, you know, a full schedule.
What's,
No, I know, it's different times, but they, I mean, we're just looking for somebody, you don't have to meet, you don't have to go to the
I'll do
meeting,
it.
because obviously.
It doesn't have to be a selectman either.
No, right now we have John Hodgkiss on there, however, I know that they're gonna have some issues with trying to get in contact with him.
That's fine, I'm just saying.
Why, you volunteering me?
Nope.
So if we find somebody else who'd like to go to, I'll go, the secretary on that spot. And like I said, John and Janet are on there, but I know that they've been, gentlemen spotted. So the liaison for legal, this worked out really well for us last year. We had one person who was the primary contact. Our legal preferred it that way, so that we didn't have 3 people asking the same question to legal. So primarily, I think some of that will channel through Carol now that she's here. We didn't have an admin person at the time. So I think that, along with Carol, they'll be someone. And I guess I don't have a problem taking that on as start, but I'd like to transition that over.
If you want, I can take it on forever.
So, okay.
I can do secretary.
And again, this is just a point of contact. costs?
Yeah, so we are currently not in compliance, for our joint loss plan. It's comprised of a selectman, some employees, department heads, it's a whole committee. Primex will come out, they have their risk, what it's called, risk something guy. He'll come out and he'll help get us up and running and back into compliance. It is gonna require a little bit of work at the beginning, to get it up and going, but then it's just like a regular meeting and it's 3/4 or something, I don't know. So we really need somebody to sign up for that out of you all, because there has to be a selectman on there. Yes, I probably wouldn't want to pay anybody overtime, to come to the meeting. Unless that's what you want, I think that's the board.
I'll take the primary for now. I don't think I like that, a little bit more flexibility to be able to, so, Primex, I don't think, so this one, Carol, again, now that you're here, everything will go through you for Primex, which is our insurance carrier. Do you prefer to have a liaison?
Yeah, kind of similar to the legal, where even though I'm the point of contact, I would like a board member that would be my first point of contact when I have a question or an issue. Especially with legal and Primex not being something you usually discuss in public.
I'm willing to be that person for now. Do I have, somebody want to be secretary?
They're always available.
And then the last is email, and I put this, I have this on there just because the email box can get kind of inundated or it gets a lot of, traffic. And so the issue is we go in and read it and other people have, it's unread, so then we can get everybody's read. So it would just be nice to have somebody as a point of contact for emails saying, something comes in, say, for legal, say, okay, it's postpayment, whatever. Something comes in from regarding, say, planning board, and, let me know, just so that we can stay on top of the email versus having everybody always going in there and saying, oh, I got stopped looking at it, I got Tracy looking at it, and whatnot, so.
I have a question on that.
Yeah.
Something that I just thought of when I was over at the town hall today. How hard would it be to do each of the selectmen their individual email? And then have one liaison who goes in back and disperses it out to individual liaison.
There's like 5 minutes an email you would for the town.
Yeah, so there's a cost if we have it through, CCDS.
Yeah, so right now, I think the town has like 38 email addresses. And we used to have 50 something, but I eliminated quite a few that just weren't being used. It is definitely something that we could do where we did, at one time, there was a BOS 1, 2, and 3. And then I don't know if it was this board or a prior board combined them into one. And just use the BOS, but.
So currently, yeah, so I'm not teaching, so currently there's the one BOS email, and then each of the board members have their own email, not through CCS, so,
It is
I-
easy.
okay, so like I have a Gmail account, a BOS Gmail account, so you could everybody could sign up and get a Gmail account as their board of selectmen account, or however you want it. Otherwise, if we get an email through CCS, it's going to cost us per month for every email we have. So-
Okay, so it's
Well-
1 month, it's not annual.
Well, or maybe.
No, yes, it's built into our contract that we have. So when we sign our contract with CCS, we say, like, so when it's time to renew the contract, that's when I was like, no, we're not gonna pay for all these, And I got it down to 37 or whatever it was. So, yes, we pay per email, but no, we don't pay per month. It's built into our contract and it affects the price of the contract, if that makes sense. So when we renewed last year, we signed on for X number of boxes. Could
So-
we add absolutely. Would it be an extra fee? Possibly.
Yeah.
It depends where we're at with that total number of boxes. And really, I'd probably eliminate some more,
So that would be my
And
question,
allow-
how many open licenses do we have?
yes,
Because if we have the open licenses, then it's not gonna affect
no, we
anything.
don't.
We don't have open licenses,
I don't know what you mean by open licenses.
open email.
No, right now, we're exactly at the amount of our contract other than today. Today I eliminated one. So, but what I'm saying is, it's very possible that I could eliminate a couple more, down in the PD. I think there might be a couple that could be eliminated for officers that are no longer here. And then that would open it up, that I could add them to the BOS. And if you all had your own email, I could forward emails to you, but if I don't have an email address to forward them to, then that's why they stay in the BOS.
So, okay, so I guess maybe, let's see if we can eliminate and, end up with 1, 2, 5
Yeah.
emails.
Okay,
So then they're all consistent, I
Yeah.
guess.
okay.
It would be like BS1, BS2.
Yes, that's
So
exactly
it's
what it
not-
would be.
So it's not like your name's in it, so that way when you leave, you can be
Right,
taken
it's
over
just
by
either-
somebody else.
Yeah.
Carol, why don't you, instead of creating more emails, just work out of the one, but then just make a file folder for each one of you? So if it's a planning board thing and someone sees it, you just put it over there and everybody's responsible for checking their email every day.
I'm just curious on how that's gonna work, so if somebody goes online and clicks, I wanna send an email to the board, how do they know who to send it to? And then it's all on the right to know, you know that, every single email that's in any of those.
Yes, I know
Somebody,
that.
but I think it's more confusing, so, and then you're not gonna see his emails, so there could be something you wanna read in his emails.
So Carol, would
So
that,
just make, yeah, subfolders would probably
so would that make sense if in the BOS we make a subfolder, we can send that in as well, we can work through
Yeah,
that.
I can work through it.
It would just be, I would hate to go in there and there'd be an email that's relevant to you and I'm the one checking it and accidentally I hit a delete or whatever you.
Well,
you-
Carol
you
has
know what's
access, Carol has access.
I am in the BOS email, and like if I see something like that was, let's say, legal related, and I would like shoot him a text and say, hey, did you see that email? Because I don't have an email to forward it to, you know. I do monitor it like that, so I can.
So let's,
continue to
yeah,
do
so
that.
let's try that, we can circle back on how to get that.
The only other thing I want to say about the email is if any of you send an email from the BOS email, please sign your name to it. Because many times I get emails from the BOS email and I don't know which one sent it. Put your name at the bottom.
How many people can log in to the email at once? Just
As
curious.
many as want to.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that's good for now. We're good there.
One more thing, when you're signing stuff, take on that, the personnel policy.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to know which person is gonna take
Right,
that.
yes, all right, sorry, that's what, personnel policy, thank you. So this seems to be a hot topic, so we did attempt to start working with legal on this in the end of December with Huddy, and, it was a matter of, we were gonna take certain sections at a time, so I'd be looking to have at least, we, the board should have at least 2 people, potentially 3 people working, actually, everybody should be looking at it, but to take point on it, we need to have probably 2 people. And this would be working with legal and as well as, department heads, or departments, so.
Yeah, so this is something that, you know, is an incredible amount of work, but needs to start being tackled piece by piece. And it's been on, I started in August, and it's been on the plate since August, so it's a lot of work. So just want to make sure that whoever signs up for it knows it's a lot of work, but it's well worth it.
Are you asking?
Yes, I'm asking who I'm going to check off the box for, so that I can harass
So
about
work
this.
on the personnel policy.
I will.
Well, no, I know, but you have to have somebody to take point and start working on each
You
of
can
the
put them
sections.
down secondary.
Because
All
otherwise,
right.
say that again?
Tim is going to do secondary for the personnel policy.
And just,
Go ahead.
just a question on that. What are your thoughts? I'm not sure if I'm understanding what you said, fully. Are we having legal jump in section by section and helping out with this?
They are telling us where we are weak and where we should probably be a little bit more definitive.
So what are your thoughts on redoing the whole entire policy and then sending it to them for review? And that way there we're not spending money section by section by section.
I'm game for anything.
All right.
My thought would be is that rewriting it, you would be taking into account, talking to the different departments and what their expectations are, I guess, or, you know, especially if we're changing something, so. Oh, and actually there was something else that I handed out to everybody. Here we have it, is the ARPA. Oh, you got mine.
I have yours.
You can have mine.
No, I don't need it. Can you track it? So, what I provided was the email that came from Craig Woolley, who was the chair on that, and the recommendation of what the ARPA committee was recommending, how the money should be spent. So, seems how that is, again, another item that people were pushing for, so we're gonna get right on that and, assign people to it, so to see how we should spend that money. Anybody want to report on that? We're gonna figure out how to spend the ARPA money. So, we had the committee formed last year, they made the recommendation, so now we'll actually look to see how we're actually gonna spend it. I think we have till the end of 2025.
So Martina, are you looking for like a primary and a secondary to come up with something that will then
No,
to the board, or what do you?
Right.
I already donated my time for that, but.
So, all right,
Everybody knew what the ARPA report already said.
Okay, so we can put that on the meeting to talk about next week as far as.
What the recommendations were.
And what money is available, what
Okay.
things are still available to be spent.
Got it.
So. Okay. Anything else? Carol?
No, I think I'm good there.
Next on the item is town clerk tax collector deputy resignation. Dear Middleton Board of Selectmen, I'd like to inform you that I'm resigning from my position in the Middleton Town Clerk Tax Collector Office if asked by the new Town Clerk Tax Collector. I will serve as Deputy Town Clerk Tax Collector until March 31st, 2023, barring any unforeseen circumstances. I've enjoyed working for the town of Middleton and appreciate the support provided by the Board of Selectmen and Carol Long during my time here.
So, with that being said, I know that I don't want to speak for you, Teresa, but I'm pretty sure that they spoke today and that Roy is going to stay until March 31st. With that being said, he currently is not the deputy, so I need a vote from you guys to appoint him.
Is that the case?
Yeah, he's standing for first.
Okay, I just
Is that
want to
your
make sure.
wish?
Yeah, do you want to make any
Yeah, we
assumptions
so
up here?
today. I appreciate it.
So we'll make
I'll make the motion.
the appointment to appoint Roy as the deputy until March 31st, 2023.
Second.
Tracy, any discussion?
Yeah, I had a discussion. Do we want to put a steadfast date on the end
He
of it?
put a steadfast date on the end.
March 31st.
I'm good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, Roy.
Thank you, Roy.
The next one, ZBA resignation. So this is coming from Ken Anderson. Please accept my resignation from the zoning board adjustment. We are moving to Florida on March 31st. I thank the board for your support over the last few years. I leave knowing that the wonderful group of folks that make up the ZBA will continue to work after the town's interest. Ken Anderson.
Only thing to add to that is, when I spoke to Ken the other day, and this is primarily for Tim and Mike, Chuck Terrio is the vice chair of the ZBA, and they need to meet in the month of April. So one of you will need to reach out to him and just make sure that that meeting happens, okay?
Okay,
To
okay, primary
organize-
contact, I'll make sure.
Yep, need to elect officers and organize for the year. Okay? Thank you.
Stratford County Commissioners Public Hearing.
Yes, this is just an announcement, that's all, that they're having a public hearing. of the Stratford County delegation to review and approve the 2023 budget on Wednesday, March 29th at 7 p.m. There is a Zoom link that you can attend. If anybody's interested, any of you are interested, I have the information.
Okay. That brings us to public comment.
I have 3 items.
Yep.
Are we gonna continue to pursue the cameras that were illegally put in the town offices? We're gonna appoint somebody to go ahead and pursue that?
Yep, we can do that, Dan. Unless anybody on the board here doesn't want to pursue it.
Well, I'll just add that, the, previous board that was pursuing it wasn't having much luck with the county attorney. So, we have the contact information for them if somebody's interested in trying.
Send an email and get some response.
Just, yeah, to try to get a response out of them.
So I'll look to this board. Do you want to continue to look for a response from Stratford County regarding the cameras that were in the municipal building?
I guess I would ask Scott with law enforcement background, would they ever give you a, we're not gonna look any further answer?
Absolutely.
I mean, even if they gave us that, we wouldn't know where they stood.
Roxanne, if I could just, as the person that's been trying to contact them since day one, I put phone calls out at least once, if not twice a month, and I started emailing to Patrick Conley, I have his email address. And the last time I spoke with his admin person, she was surprised to hear that I was told that I would have an answer within 30 days, which was like back in October. And then she said it usually takes a minimum of a year. So I've gotten the runaround. It's not that I never did anything with them. I called on a regular basis. I've just gotten nothing but a runaround. And I did just recently send out an email, and I have yet to hear anything. It's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
So I'd be curious as to what this board's opinion is of that, of getting an answer from Stratford County. I mean, I personally want an answer, but I mean, nobody's speaking up, so it kind of sounds to me that.
Given the platform, the public input, the time, and the continued support from the public, I think we definitely need to get a finalization answer. What I will say is that I personally will excuse myself from that because I am involved as far as the investigation of it.
Okay, so Christine, can you forward that email, or is that in the right? Okay, so if you forward that to the BOS email that you sent to Patrick.
I think I may have BCC'd you, BCC'd
okay.
you, but I'll,
Okay.
Can you resend it
yeah.
for me? Thank you. I don't want to have.
So the next thing, Dan, sorry, we're in the
Okay, do we have an update on the police chief?
He returned to work this morning, today, part-time, as far as my understanding.
I saw him there.
Yes, I went downstairs and saw him, welcomed him back, told him how happy we are to have him back, and he will be back part-time for now.
Okay, and you were discussing before the new board, and you didn't want to make any decisions. What are we doing about the 5 police cars we have, and we only have a need for 3? Are we gonna sell the other 2?
I think that's kind of premature at this point right now, but nothing is off the table with anything, but tonight's not gonna happen.
Well, not tonight, but I just want to bring that up because there was talk about selling 2 of them.
Okay,
I have a question about now
What's
that
your
the
name,
police,
please?
Brian Taylor.
Thank you.
So now that the police chief's back, so is he going to post open jobs that we have for police officers?
It's a good question,
that's
Brian.
up to
At this
him?
point in time, I haven't spoke with him, so I guess I'm gonna look to Scott now that he's the liaison to, find out. Janet?
Saturday at town meeting, you made a comment that I caught, and I don't know how it was meant, quite frankly, when we were talking about the unreserved fund balance. You made the comment that there was no money coming out of that this year to reduce the tax rate.
Correct. We didn't buy down the taxes this past year for the fund balance, like they did in previous.
For the last tax rate, we didn't buy it down?
The 2609? The current one? that we
Yeah.
have? No.
Okay.
Jan, Andrea, sorry.
Just a comment that Carol has reached out to me to inform me that my I-9 is not my personnel file. Kind of upset about that because it's personal confidential information, social security numbers, etc. And mine is missing.
Can I just speak to that for a second? So when I came to work here, the personnel files were in very bad shape as far as,
I'm not blaming the current.
no, there were duplicates and triplicates, but what I think may have happened with your I-9 is that somebody prior to me had started to clean out like the A's and the B's, and I'm almost thinking it probably got shredded in error.
But we don't know that.
But we don't know that.
So where's my personal information? Another data breach.
Bonnie?
The rec committee had a meeting this week. We will be doing a flashlight event at the elementary school on April 15th. And we are giving you a long heads up. For Old Home Week this year, our town will be 245 years old. In 5 years, we will be 250. We are shooting to do something big for 250, but we need to work up to it. So the week of Old Home Week, we're going to be asking the different departments, committees, everybody we can to think of some ideas and plan on some stuff that week. We would like to do a bunch of stuff that week.
What is Old Home?
Celebrate our town.
When's that?
The third week of August.
So it'll still be morning. So we can put you in a dunk tank?
Yep, that was one of our things on our list. Yes.
Anything
Can
else?
I just get the dates on the, and time on the flashlight 8 time?
That will be April 15th, starting at 7 p.m. That's at the elementary school.
Okay, thank you.
But we do 2 groups this year, so second group will follow.
So the first group starts at 7 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other,
I have a question on why you have a liaison for a group that's not a department, that's not a legit town department. Meaning the recreation is not, it's a volunteer group that spends town funds, but they're not an actual department. But I mean, I just don't want people to think that we actually have our department. I mean, you can send somebody that's, I mean, anybody can go, but just calling it that, having somebody assign makes it like we have a right department, which we
oh, Kate? Careful, wait, open your cake.
Did you get the email requesting proof of insurance for the milfoil
I did.
for the state contract?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you.
And I put the request to Primex. And it came in this afternoon.
You're right on top of it, thank you. Come back.
Yes, you did. Any other questions, comments?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the tax assessing clerk.
Yeah?
We don't have one?
Yeah, she was just up today.
Oh, who is it?
Kiara Stevens.
She's the administrative clerk and assessing falls under the umbrella of her job description.
All right.
You're Easton, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, there was Easton. Sorry.
She's doing everything, Lynn?
Yes. She does planning, CBA.
And the tax assessing.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, Bonnie.
Carol, could I get you to ask her if she's available for Thursday night for a budget meeting?
Yes, I will. It just, I had a little delay there, sorry. I'm thinking rec and I'm like, what? Yeah, budget.
Any other questions, comments? If not, look to make a motion to move into non-public, RSA 91-8:3, Roman numeral 2. Yes?
When do you want? Oh, before you do that, I'm sorry. In your orange folders, there's, for board members, there is a bank paper that I need you all to fill out